everybody. Remember that today we have to finish up our little balls over here and present them to me on Saturday, right? But also after that we're going to start working a little bit and remembering what we had learned these couple of months. Okay, for example, we were talking about what was hues and what were values, right? Okay, let's do it. Let's refresh our memory a little bit on what they were. Okay, for hues, remember we were talking about hues that were colors. It's 100% of the saturation of our colors. That means it is a dimension in color. That means it's the 100% color. For example, violet is a hue, orange is a hue, yellow is a hue, blue is a hue, green is a hue, right? And what we were talking about, the difference between hues and values, is that values refers to the light or darkness of a color. That means the lightness of or darkness of a hue. That means that if I have my blue hue, my values lightening up would be the different tones that I'm going to obtain of this hue, right? So hue is the color, and value is the lightness or the darkness of this hue, right? As you can see over here. So let's not forget about what the concepts are of hues and values. Then also we talked about shading an apple. We did coming from a light source, and we started putting different kinds of lights and different kinds of shades into our drawings. Remember? You can see the tutorial here in I'm going to send that one back to you guys so you can see a little bit better. But you can see over here that we have our light source over here. This part would be the highlight. This would be over here the midtones. Our core shadow would be over here, and our cast shadow. So if we can see again in our drawing, here we have the highlights. Here we have the midtones over here. We have our core shadow that comes over here, our cast shadow, right? So, but either way, you can see this in the tutorial. Please remember where the light comes from, where the shades come, because that's gonna be in our challenge quiz, okay? So practice that up a little bit more. And also, I don't know if you remember, but you probably have this at home, where we started practicing our different kinds of strokes. Remember, we had hatching, we had cross hatching, we had contour, cross contour, we had circles, we had random lines, we had your choice, and we had stippling, right? So practice these up and remember what the names are, because in our challenge quiz, I'm gonna be probably asking you guys, draw a contour stroke, or make a circle stroke, or maybe a stippling. So you have to know which ones are which in our quiz challenge, okay? And then the same thing I can ask you guys in hues and values. What is the definition of hue? What's the definition of value? Or even though I can ask you guys to tell me which ones in the apple would be the core shadow, which ones are the highlights, which are the cast shadows. So you have to know this pretty well. Or even though I can ask you guys to draw your apple. Okay, so these are things that we already did in class. So I'm just asking you guys to review a little bit more so we can have a nice and easy quiz challenge. Okay, so guys, this is gonna be for next week. So you have a whole 7 days to remember, practice, and study for our quiz challenge. Okay, so guys, I want to see you in platform your little circle balls. Until next class, guys, please study. Hugs and kisses for everybody. Bye bye for now.